We should all be live if it is correct. I'm just saying if it is correct. But do you see indeed a live stream up? So welcome everyone to the PSGL first PlayStation race of the season. I personally do not have any game sound, which I've now just figured out, so I will be having to fix that. A few technical issues, was having trouble to get in the PSGL account, but we're all good to go and we're fully ready for the qualification. I'm not here alone today and saying stream Sue. I am here today together with KD. Hello KD, how you doing?
Hello, good evening to you. And yeah, I'm very looking much forward to this for sure, for the social race here in Spain, and get to see the Italian drivers go out of here for tonight.
Definitely, I think we're all looking fairly excited here. It's the first race of the season, really. So we're all just looking forward to see who will make it and who will not. I'm still gonna quickly figure out some audio settings, but meanwhile we are looking on board with one of the first people to set a lap. I think I'm on board the Toxic Tomato, but unless you can see someone else who's on a lap before that, we're gonna stick on board with him. He's gonna come through the final sector currently. Toxic Tomato to finish up his first lap. Of course, the format has been changed, as we should all know by now. Jerry Tupai was the first person to actually set a lap, but Toxic Tomato with the first representative lap time, 1:11.0, and OP Ryan, his teammate, immediately going quicker with a 10.9.
Yeah, not very much either, separated by just about 90 thousandths, as the now goes to the second with a 1 minute 11.031. I think from my rough estimate of from what I've heard through this track of this game, obviously with no chicane, this track obviously is a little bit more quicker, but at the qualifying, I think, well, as we're seeing right now, it will tend to get closer. Speaking of going quicker as well, Black Box goes to the top with a 1 minute 10.878, a very quick time there for the Ferrari driver.
Yeah, definitely not. TF10 Knoop coming towards the line. Both TF10 drivers actually in the Alpine together, Knoop and Rijderdal. Rijderdal, of course, making that transfer over towards TF10. But it's another TF currently on top, and that is Black Box. He was a very prominent driver on the last game. He's looking forward to carry it over currently. Over a 10 clear currently towards OP Ryan and OP Dino. It's going to be interesting, like I said, and we'll probably say multiple times, who is the quickest, because of course you can see the time trial times, but they will not mean anything towards the race pace. And they have definitely done the individual races, but this is the first time for the drivers to see who will be on arrival this year. Will I be able to get a place into maybe even PSGL F1 tier? And to just see a rough estimate of where you'll get placed, because these races will matter. Even if it is a social race, people will still be looking at you and they will still be expecting you to show a good result. And that's definitely what some drivers want to show, because everyone wants to be placed in the F2, in the F1, and no one really wants to go just a step below that, because then you have to fight a full season to get back up to the tier where you think you belong. But we are currently on board with Izzat, who's got a very uncontrollable car. He was handing out setups before that, and if that was the setup he was handing out, I don't think drivers should be all that happy with it. He also invalidates, and he is the only driver so far to not have set a valid lap time.
Yeah, he had a bit of a snap of oversteer there heading through turn 12. But yeah, with these drivers, you obviously know the whole grid compared to me, but I only know a few drivers, like only 4 from when before we came on the air. But yeah, no, I don't doubt though how talented they are. I mean, the whole field right now separate by a second, and that's from P1 to P17. That's how close it has been so far, and we're just only at the beginning of qualifying, at least so far. But yeah, no, with them trying to fight for maybe a top spot or any top division, I should say, in PSGL. Yeah, of course the management will probably be looking into that, and yeah, just fighting for whatever they can get. Of course, we all know that PSGL has multiple tiers, and I think, if I'm correct, is this also using no assist, like using no TC, ABS, etc., and obviously no line? Is that true?
Yeah, all
Or
these drivers are indeed no assist, which does make it ever more difficult. You don't have anything to rely on to save yourselves here, and it's all you have to learn the tracks, learn the braking points. Spain is a fairly easy one for that. There are always braking points anywhere, but there is towards one chicane, it is a little bit difficult. But besides that, for no assist, it is actually a fairly doable track, and I am somewhat expecting to see a bigger DRS train. Even though there's no real dirty air on this game, you can actually get a very nice slipstream through turn 3, which is not something you normally get. Lordy MK is the first guy to now set his second lap time. So KD, let's take a lap with him.
alright, are we again? We again? Sorry.
Lordy.
I think I catch. Lordy. Alright, as he heads down towards the first corner. Down to 5th gear as he goes through turns 1 and 2. And he makes his way around turn 3. Let's see how much he hugs the inside apex. Last time in the game it was a bit tricky to do so, but in this game, doesn't seem like that's much of a factor. Entry speed 182 miles an hour as he goes down to 4th gear. Maybe a little bit wide there in entry, but got through there pretty okay. Down to 3rd gear, hugs the inside apex again, and uses 4th gear, short shifts to 4th gear on the exit up turn 5. Now heads up towards turn 7, down to 4th, modulates the throttle, very nicely done. Car looks very controlled, very stable. Now through turn 9, this is pretty flat, kept it in 6th gear. Sometimes I see drivers go to 7th, but that's not really Lordy's preference. As he heads down towards turn 10, the newly reprofiled turn 10, 3rd gear up to 4th on the exit of turn 4. Now through turn 12. Or turns 11 and 12, I should say. Now through this whole bit of 13 and 14, all flat pretty much. 14 now a proper corner. No need to go through that stupid chicane. Thank God that thing is gone. I'm sure everyone loves that. As he crosses the line, set to 1 minute 12.1, improved by 0.3 of a second.
I mean, Ryan goes to the top with a 10.8. He currently going a lot quicker, and everyone's coming towards the line again at the same moment. Laggy improving towards P12 up there. Next up, we got Zane in the McLaren. Let's see what jumps he can make. The goal grid is very tight currently. He makes a 2/10 improvement, but gains 6 positions whilst doing so. So that's a very nice improvement for him. Riederdal, meanwhile, coming towards the line. He is only now starting his lap, and behind that we do have an Alfa Romeo, which I think is ADT Daniel. Him doing very well in F4 last season, is showing some promising signs, and maybe he'll be able to do very well during this season. VR Ates doing very nicely as well on the F3 side, really doing well with virtual intensity racing. We do also have a spinner or someone letting him through. I think it's the Haas just going slowly to give space towards OP Dino, who is going towards the end of the lap. He slightly improves with a 10th or so, and actually also makes up 1 position, but not a massive jump that we were expecting from him. Bradis does make that massive jump by only improving a very slight bit, but he still gains 3 positions, which is very nicely to do so. Connor heading into the pit lane, but Bugatti, let's see what improvement he can make, but he actually bails out of his lap with dirty tires, hit the marbles there. So he definitely went offline there. And then we also do be having... Oh, it's a spinner. It's Riederdal. He was up by 2/10, but he does spin coming just after the Sector 2 split. Going fully around just a bit too early on the throttle, trying to make the absolute most out of it. He was not able to improve there.
And we also have a car off there at turn 6. I thought this looks like to be a Haas. That would be Izzat Kush, who was actually stuck on the inside barrier there. He did set a lap time as well a little while ago, put himself into 9th. But he's looking like a Formula 4 pretty much, because he's got no front wing as he comes out of the, out of the wall there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal for Izzat. Getting stuck there in the wall is a bit interesting. But Izzat, not a driver that I normally would expect to be up there in P10. A driver who can be very quick from time to time, but he will not probably be the most consistent, and he's showing that right now by driving off a wing. But everyone is very much in sync. So in this qualifying session, of course, we had a moment where everyone was in the pit lane during at around 12 minutes in, and we will be seeing drivers do 4 stints, which means that they did choose the softer tire allocation. So I think we should just wait for either OP Ryan or Black Box to go again for another lap. Although Knut does seem to be on a lap. He's currently in Sector 1. The TF10 man, the German, who has really been one of the most consistent drivers last season in F2, I believe. He was always there, and he is a man that never gives up. And I'm really hoping that this is a better game for him because I've known him for a very long time, and he is a man who's always quick. And if a lot of people are having a stinker, he will always be there. He is just, yeah, like I said, very consistent, but also quick, and someone to never underestimate. He's coming towards the sector 2 split now. Let's see what time he can put down. He is 2 tenths up, which is 2 tenths improvement. Currently would give him 3 places, but he still has a third sector going on, which you don't really gain all that much time in. Mainly in that corner we just had behind us where you can gain time, and the other 2 corners are just flat. You'd reduce as much scrubbing on the tyres as possible and make sure that you get to the line as quickly as possible. Knuf, he will just improve, but indeed he will just climb above Isaac Gosh up to P10.
2.5 tenths improvement, yet P10. That's just how close it is. That's incredible to see. Meanwhile, the top 2 that you mentioned earlier, Ryan and Black Box, they are on flying laps. Black Box is up by up by 39 thousandths to the first sector. Apparently purple as well, according to the mini-map. How about Ryan to the first sector? He's also up, but not by much, compared to Black Box, only 23 thousandths. Separating these 2 drivers as Black Box making his way up the hill, up towards turn 9, flat out. Apex speed 160 miles an hour, opens the DRS down the back straight. Let's see what the clock says for him. Oh, he's found a good chunk of time, over a 10th improvement. How about Ryan up to the to the middle sector? Oh, he's lost time actually. He's actually lost about 40,000, I think, through that middle sector. Black Box though, he is on a good lap. Coming around the final corner, up to the line. We'll set a 110.698. He actually lost time in that. No, he actually gained time, I should say, by 6 100ths. But yeah, improves by, or gets ahead of Ryan, I should say, by just nearly a 10th. Very nicely done. And yeah, not a surprise to see Black Box there towards the top, considering how quick he is, for sure.
I think one of our drivers here was victim of the bump for the pit lane entry. Knuf has gone straight on and caused the yellow flag in that final corner. What was interesting to me is that Black Box in the final corner went down to 6th gear, staying high in the rev limiter, whilst Ryan stayed in 7th gear, and they both gained time in the final sector, and I'm still unsure myself which one is actually quicker or not. Let's see what Laggy does. He actually opts for the third option, and that is to go in the pit lane.
Well, for me learning these cars, you do need to have the revs as high as possible if you want to find traction and a good amount of speed. But if you, let's say, go into the wrong selection of gearing, your car won't go properly and you'll probably bog down. So that's probably what was the case for Ryan, and he wasn't in the right gearing. Black Box obviously was for that final corner.
Well, it will depend. It's a flat-out corner, and to me, it's interesting to see a driver shifting down there. But I think it is the quickest because I've seen other people do it. Ryan actually retires in the pit lane. He thinks that he does not have enough time anymore. So it's interesting to me why he's gone out so quickly. Dino spins in the pit lane. Oh, my days.
Me. Okay, I think I got caught up by that. Yeah, that's something we were also... I don't know if this is what we mentioned yet, but the bump there, the entry into pit lane, is quite awful. You got to be very, very, very careful.
I doubt it was the bump actually. I think he just went in too quickly and he lost his rear end. The bump is a little bit before that, which makes you miss the entry completely. But for me, it's interesting to see Ryan retiring so early because Black Box has not, and I think Black Box has more than enough time to go for another lap. It's either Ryan saying, I don't think I can beat my lap anymore, or he has chosen a medium tire allocation and he does not have another set of softs remaining, and he won't go out because of that. But let's just go on board with now the final members or drivers to go for that fast lap and go for the pole position. I'm currently on board with Bradders going towards sector 1 here. You want to just keep it nice and tight through here. Although they're L marbles, it is the quicker line to take through there, and it's only a short sector 1. He improves with half a tenth, which is very decent, but the main time is gained here in sector 2. You want to keep it nice and tight. Brake before the 50 board, just hit a little bit of the curb there and run it wide over the curb there. This is one of the more tricky braking points. No real brake mark, and you want to keep as much momentum in, but not get caught out by the sausage curb. Then you get a flat right hander here, and then come towards the second sector split. Let's see how much Brother is up or down by. He is 1.5 tenths quicker and goes purple. He is the one to challenge Black Box probably in this qualifying session. Black Box, who's still in the pit lane. I doubt he will be
but
making
a
another
snap of
entry. He
oversteer.
does save it. A big snap there from Bradders, but he will be going towards the line. He does also go down to 6 and then quickly shifts up to 7. So multiple techniques through that corner. He goes up to 2nd. Does not beat his teammate Black Box, but it is currently a Ferrari 1-2. And how many people would wish for that to happen IRL? Unfortunately for them, that does not happen. We got a Red Bull coming towards the line and was gonna to start his lap time, I do believe. Let's see if Lordy is coming to the end of his lap. He does. He only slightly improves. Lordy to me is actually a name I've not seen all that much before. Rafael, he said that he was experimenting with, I think, new brake pedals. So he said, don't expect me to be up on such high pace. Dino also starting his lap time. He is one to watch out for because I am expecting him to do very nicely also.
Sense. Meanwhile, Pi, I think he's starting a lap. Yes, he is. I thought he was just about to be the next cross line. There is an Alfa Romeo coming as well. That would be Daniel. I don't think he improved on that lap. He said he was off by 20. Actually, no, I'm sorry. He just started another lap. I take that back. Yeah, so we got all the drivers pretty much on their laps. And yes, I've heard that comment before. I've heard people say I sound like Lance Stroll, which is quite funny to me.
I mean, you somewhat do that with me on retiring. The big boss himself, Big C, coming towards the line, not improving, going very close towards it though. But he does not make an improvement on the line. Lordy only making a slight improvement, going out of last place finally for him. Rafael coming towards the pit lane. Just gonna see who's still on a lap. Laggy does continue, and the other Mercedes teammate of Dino is continuing as well. Dino being in 4th place, he's not up currently, and he was improving last time. He makes a slight improvement in the final sector, but it's not enough to go to pole currently. Lewis is off meanwhile as well. He was in 5th place, he's not improving. Daniel won't either. Tomato is off.
Cherry Pie, half a second improvement, and he improved by half a second. We're only to 14th.
It's only
11.3.
Both Alpines currently, Rijderdal and Knoef. And both do not seem to be improving. Bugatti is coming towards the line as well, but he is down in 18th and does not improve. Knoef and Rijderdal, the only two to make that lap time. Let's see if there will be any improvements. Knoef will go spinning across the line. So that means that we will be having a Ferrari 1-2. Ferrari fans IRL would absolutely dream for this to happen, but unfortunately, Carlos Sainz does drive a Ferrari. Behind them there will be an OP duo as well, so it's currently TF12, OP34, and if I'm not wrong, NLR56. But Lewis could be Parnell. I forgot.
Is Bradders part of TF?
Bradders is indeed part of the TF, yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, I did not know that.
Well, now you do. But indeed, the qualifying session has ended. Black Box there going on top. 10.6 is a very impressive lap time already early on in the game, and it's getting close towards the lap times we are seeing on PC. Of course, all of these drivers will eventually move over towards the PC side, and they will need to be as ready as possible for that. But Black Box on pole, Bradders on P2, Ferrari front row lockout, second row for both OP drivers Ryan and Dino. Then you got Lewis and Daniel in P5 and 6, both Alfa Romeo guys. Then you got Toxic Tomato, TF Niels, VIR Ates, and TF10 Knoef rounding out the top 10. Then after that you got Shane, Isaac Kush, Big C, Cherry Tupai, Laggy, Rijderdal, OP Rafael, Bugatti, and last but definitely not least, Lordy MK.
And 1.1 seconds separates the entire field. That's how close it's been. I said how close it would be in Spain with this new layout, and I don't think it proved any of us wrong, for sure.
Definitely not. It's something that you would expect to see because it's a lot quicker of a track currently. But we do have to see what happens here. Now, what will be interesting is to see who will all pick the soft compound of tire. I'm expecting one of the top 4 to at least go for it. They'll definitely be checking in the race directors to see what tires everyone else will be picking and going for. But if you pick the softs here, you will definitely need to try to drive away from the whole pack. Just and hope that the pack will fight behind you and that you will be able to outdrive them eventually when you are on the mediums and they are on the softs. But there are a lot of strategies possible here. We've seen medium hard, we've seen medium soft, we've seen hard soft. And I think everything could happen here. The tires, we don't know all yet how it's going to happen, but there seems to be a lot bigger of a drop-off than we had seen on the previous couple of games, which will make the tire strategies even more interesting. I assume we do have a formation lap. Yes, we do, and we can see all the tires now. Ooh.
Okay, and the majority of them are on the hard compound tire. Interesting. I mean, like, when you were going through all this different variety of strategies, I mean, the one thing I've heard that can work is a medium soft. But I don't know, like, what lap you would pit for that, but I would assume quite a distance you would have to go on the mediums. Oh, Spaghetti has got disqualified, and so is... Oh dear, I hope that doesn't become a glitch. I have seen this before, where you get if you get disqualified from the formation lap, apparently it disqualifies you. Hopefully that does not happen.
Well, you don't know yet. Of course, it's a new game, but I've not seen that bug personally myself. A simple way to resolve that is do not make contact with each other on the formation lap. But Bradders, Black Box Bradders, Ryan, Dino, Lewis, Danielle, all on the hard tires, and then Toxic Metal will be trying to make a run through the whole field on the medium set of set of tires. They got Nielsen out as well on the hards, and Kloop on the softs indeed, which I do absolutely adore. That is a strategy goal that you can go for in the early stage of the game. He will definitely be making and picking his way through the field. They got Shane on the hards, Izzet on the mediums, Connor and Cherry Pie on the hards, Laggy on the mediums, Ryder on the hards, together with Rafael, with the Bugatti and Lordi both on the mediums. Normally on the older games, always either medium or hards you start with, and you immediately know who's going to do what strategy. I love the fact that we will not currently know exactly what's going to happen. Because who knows how much practice drivers have done for this. Who knows, maybe, I doubt they have tested out all of the strategies. So this must be a very good race. We currently got the drivers coming towards start-finish to start the race. Do you have any predictions for who will win this race?
Oh, predictions. Ooh, well, okay. If I were to pick one driver who I think will win, probably the man that's on pole position, Black Box. Just because I know how quick he is, and I know how consistent he can be. But we'll see how it goes. Ooh. He hasn't got the... Ooh, Dino has disqualified himself for parking incorrectly. He does have the clean side of the track leading into turn one, but if his teammate gets a good start, he'll have to run down to the inside part of the track.
And we'll only figure it out right now to start being one of the most important things. James saying that he expects Bradders to win. 5 red lights and away we go. And it does seem to be a good start for one of the Ferraris. And it's certainly not Black Box. Bradders having a very amazing start there. I don't know what this camera position is. But Bradders having that great start, leading into turn one. Ryan going around the outside and Dino coming with them as well. Black Box losing a lot of positions. And there, he has lost even more. Black Box all the way to the back, from pole position all the way to last. And he needs to be setting some very consistent lap times to now go for the victory right here, right now. Brad is currently in the lead, leading from Ryan, then Dino. Tuxedo on the mediums, already making up those 2 spots. Knoof on the softs, already making up 3 spots. All side by side, currently going through there. Daniel and Knoof, very much so going side by side. Let's see if there's enough respect between the two drivers. There is. Side by side still, keeping it now through this very fast ride. And there's a big spin behind the Bugatti involved there.
He is spun.
I think I saw an Alpine as well.
Yep, and there's a virtual safety car. How on earth it could have been Daniel say side by side through there? You don't normally see that. That was quite amazing. I've never seen cars ever go side by side through 6 and 7. Ever, or hardly.
And that does show the level that these drivers can drive, and they know the limits of this track, of this car, and the respect that they can all show. The virtual safety car message removed was gone on my screen, so I thought we already went, but it seemed not to be the case. Virtual safety car, you have to make sure that you don't jump the delta. All drivers are somewhat accelerating right now, so I am expecting it to somewhat go away soon. It would be very nice for our streamers to or commentators to have like a countdown to know when the virtual safety car would end, but IRL they will not know that either. It jumped again. I thought we went.
Yeah, I saw that too, yeah. I mean, the only good thing is at least we've got, there it goes again, at least the good thing is, at least we got that message, unlike what we had last game, where if it was a safety car or a virtual safety car, it wouldn't show that. It would just say set to 1, 2, 3 yellow flags.
Yeah, you had to check for the pit lane to see if there was a safety car on track. I mean, there's definitely improvements that have been made internally in this game, which we all love to see. If this virtual safety car remains for the full lap, will we see any pit stops? No, but we don't have to worry about it because it's green already. It's a very good restart from Ryan. He will immediately be looking to profit from this safety car restart behind there as well. Dino and Toxic side by side with each other. Predator taking the short line. Had a little bit of a moment there, but he does defend the position from Ryan. And Dino, Dino,
Toxic Tomato, and he's out. Same with Dino. They collided with each other at turn 10, and that's brought out a safety car. Full course safety car.
And now we can talk strategy. Will anyone be pitting? Knoof on the softs even staying out. Safety car will be collecting the whole field immediately. Is that cautious in the pit lane? He is the first person to jump the gun there. Side by side, it went well for Bradis and Ryan. It went less well for Dino and Toxic Tomato. Toxic Tomato wanting maybe a little bit too much on those medium set of tires. Just absolutely sending it, going for it. I did not really see who was at fault right there, because I do feel like the standings on the left-hand side of the screen are a little bit too big, but they both went off, and as a result of that, Toxic Tomato's out and Dino isn't.
Well, they both collided as soon as they got towards turn 11, right? I think, if I remember correctly, Tomato was on the inside of turn 10, at the exit of 10, lean to the outside of 11, and yeah, they just made tire-to-tire contact. As a result, the contact model just put them into the wall, and Tomato just got the worst of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's of course not ideal for both drives, and definitely not both their intentions. And it's a shame to see that has happened, but now we will, of course, have the beautiful red Mercedes safety car out here for this week. I don't actually know if the other safety car is in the game. The Aston Martin one. It was always nice to see an addition to both, but they were not as quick as one another, unfortunately. 2 laps of safety cars will be out here, and it might be the first safety car in this PSGL season, because I don't think we got one in any of the PC social races. So we got a premiere here.
It doesn't look like anybody else is killing the pits, apart from some of the medium runs. Push, as we saw, did go onto the hot. He's on the hard tires, and we are seeing someone go into the pits. That would be Black Box on pole sensor.
Yeah, but it is smart what Black Box is gonna do. He knew he was at the back, so he was like, I might as well pit as late as possible. He's going towards the medium set of tires. The question now is, could you run these tires to the end? But I think he'll just try to do as long as possible stint on mediums, and he knows he has completed the tire regulations. Dino, though, he has pitted twice. He's gone from the hards to the mediums to the hards, and he wants to now run this race to the end on that hard compound of tires. Maybe some people in the chat will know if you can actually do that, but he's going to do an Alex Albon strategy, like he did in Canada, like he did in Australia, doing just a whole race on one set of tires and just doing one lap on another compound, which in this case were the mediums for Dino.
Yeah, well, I think it's not a bad gamble if you're gonna go to the hards to the end. I mean, the hard tire, I feel like around here in the past has been the best tire, but if that is the case for this new layout, we'll have to wait and see. But we'll keep our eyes on those drivers as well. But with Black Boss's situation, I mean, he probably, for his situation, will have to pray for another safety car to come out.
Yeah.
Once the pit window comes for the hard runners.
I currently do not have a clue. I do know that the safety car is in his lap. I was going to mention it was going very slowly, so it's good to see the safety car gone already. As soon as everyone caught up, immediately went for it. Gotta really warm up these tires here. There are a lot of long swinging corners, so you can do a lot of swinging back and forth, left to right, which Braddock is doing. And you do have to be wary of that from Ryan. Ryan also wants to warm up his tires probably as much as possible, get into the ideal zone, but he doesn't want Braddock to immediately go away and Lewis to capitalize on it. Now, to end up with Lewis here to see who has the best restart. Braddock's not weaving anymore, preparing for the restart. OP Ryan behind him, just preparing as well. Waiting, when will they go? That is the big question. taking the wide line here. Still weaving, going for it again, and there he goes, and it is actually worse reaction time from Lewis, and in a pit lane goes Laggy and Cherify. They must have made contact there. There goes Atas though, trying to profit from it, but mainly for the lead. There's not really much going on there. It will be Lewis versus Atas, side by side currently. Atas going all the way around the outside, keeping his car in there, still side by side, absolutely leaving as much respect and room as possible. Between the two, and there it goes.
Oh, he got tagged by the Alpine there at turn 3. I think there by Knuf. Oh, dearie me. That's such a shame for the Williams car. Oh, just tumbles down the field all the way down to 15th place.
And there definitely was some contact on the safety car because Isaac car just got damaged as well. He definitely will have to fix that in the pit lane. Rafael and Big C are currently side by side with each other. Connor breaking as late as possible, trying to go around the outside of this corner. He actually makes it happen as the inside now, but also a big car length ahead, and he makes it stick around the outside there by Connor. Rafael wanting to go back up the inside now, but he doesn't go for it.
Where's he gonna go here? Oh, he was looking where we were to go here through turns 9.
Yeah, he's got it though. He's got it around the outside. Easily done. What an amazing move by Black Box on the fresher set of medium compound towards the 3-lap all the compound of hards. It's absolutely amazing move around the outside there by Black Box. I haven't really seen it all that much before, but it shows the pace, the raw pace that Black Box has in this race, on this game. And he will be looking to make another move towards corner now. On the ERS, on the DRS, going for the move. I have to switch over though, because both Alfa Romeos are side by side. Lewis defending the position from ADT Daniel, and he does defend that position. Meanwhile, Black Box has also made that position stick on corner.
Dear me. Interesting restart for sure. But yeah, Black Box did exactly what he needed to do. He was towards the rear of the field. He's now moved up to 9th. So far, look like still recovery from the Ferrari, but still got a bit of ways to go in this race. But he's in a pretty good position, I probably would say right now.
Cherry 2-point and Laggy being in the pit lane again is interesting. I don't think they came together again, but this is like the 3rd or 4th time they have been in the pit lane, which is very unfortunate for them. They're coming out exactly behind each other, so I think they might have made contact again even after that pit stop. I am just trying to stick on board with Knuf though here, because he is still on that soft compound of tire. The safety car, of course, somewhat destroyed his optimal window, but he did gain 5 positions already from his soft tire gamble. So it's definitely paid off, but he wanted to make it work even more. It's a wide line there from Daniel, a bit of a mistake there, and Knuf sees it, and he will profit immediately. The ERS is open, he makes a bit of contact on my screen, but I hope that was not on his screen, at least no damage here. And Knuf makes his way up towards P4, making those soft tires really go to work.
Yep, and DM moved up to 11th. Black Box, he just made the move on Rydell, and he moved up to 8th place. I think there was another overtake. I think Raphael over... actually, no, I take that back for that other bit. But no, I think we had only 2 overtakes. But yeah.
I think Lordy overtook Raphael and DJ.
Oh, he did? Okay, yeah, there you go. Well, speaking of a move, here comes Black Box on Niels in turn 5. He's got the run, he's got the inside line, and he's got the move done there at turn 6. Very nicely done. Or turn 7, rather. Up the
Black Box is absolutely flying. Currently on those mediums. I hope he didn't get a warning for that, otherwise it would be very unfortunate. He has been flying, was at the back of the grid, and now he's already back up to P7 in only a few laps. This is absolutely amazing. Wanting to make another move here on the straight up next. DRS will be enabled on the next lap, so it's easy to get Shane here. And he has even broken the DRS short towards the guys up front, so this will be an easy overtake for Black Box. Don't know how much ERS he does have. Normally you could see it on the steering wheel, but that seems to be removed. But well, there is the move. There is the move already. Nearly even before start finish. And Ryan and Bradders are all side by side. Completely did not see that move coming. And Knuf also overtook Lewis. All moves were happening at the same time there at the front of the field. But Ryan going towards first place there, overtaking Bradders and Knuf on the soft tires. Now, soft tires, 7 laps old, still seem to be in fairly good shape. Do keep in mind he had 3 laps of safety car. But I am expecting these softs to now start to have a drop-off period, which will not be ideal for both Alfa Romeos behind them.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I know if it was like in previous games, I know if you were on the soft compound tire, the tires would last about 7 to 8 laps before you go into the pit lane. Oh, gee whiz, that was a snap of oversteer there from Lewis as he came out turn 9. As he lets his teammate, well,
he did that too. He just had way more confidence on the brakes around the outside.
Still side by side. It's tight. They're squeezing each other too. There's
That
Black
was
Box
it.
there just watching the show. Huh?
That was an incredible move by Daniel. He was just way more confident on the outside on the brakes. Black Box is going to get 2 for 1 here. DRS.
Oh, well.
DRS is getting boxed in.
But
He's
there's
got
no
boxed in,
gap
unfortunately,
there.
a
He
little
gets
bit.
it back out.
Boxing
But
again
it
all
doesn't
the way
matter.
up
He's
the
still going to
inside.
go for it. He's going to make him up. Oh, gee whiz. 3 wide in the first corner. He bumps one of them off the track.
Both
And he
Alfa
still gets
Romeos
through.
going off and Black Box making it 2 for 1. Both Alfa Romeos absolutely pocketed by Black Box there. From P17 all the way up to P4 in a period of 4 laps. Black Box, take a bow for him. He had some absolutely incredible driving, incredible pace, and just absolutely sending it for every single overtaking opportunity that he gets. And this is just showing that he deserves that F1 spot and that he wants that F1 spot. And he is absolutely gunning for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you mentioned about how good he was in F2. He's showing his case here in this race. Oh, a bit of a real lockup there from Dino through turn 10 as I'm watching on board with him. I think he might have got on the marbles there on the outside line at turn 10. Probably why he lost him up.
And there's a spinner there by Laggy, all the way last. I have to be honest, I don't know who Laggy is, but I do know that Ryan is going for another overtake on the lead, and Black Box is going for P3. He goes a bit wide there, Black Box. He very much overshoots the corner, and Knuf goes back around the outside on those soft tires, makes that position back. Black Box going nearly off the track there. Now it's the question who can break the latest. On the ideal line, we got Black Box. At the shorter line will be for Knuf. He makes it stick, Black Box. He has no ERS. You can see him blink, and he still makes these positions work. An absolute magician here in this race. I don't have any other words for it. It's just a magician.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm just as speechless as you. That's incredible. Yellows, that's for Williams. That's spun. Ryder overtaking Lewis at turn 9, of all places, getting the move done. Wow. That's not somewhere you don't expect.
With the lack of dirty air on this game, you can get a lot more creative with the overtaking spots and opportunities here. And Black Box and a lot of other drivers are certainly showing what Magic can do with it. Laggy's the first person to retire now in the pit lane. Don't recommend retiring in the pit lane if you're in a good placement here in PSGL. But what I do recommend is going for the lead, because that is what Brad is gonna do. He just flies by very easily and takes up that first place spot again. They'll slightly overshoot it, giving Ryan a little bit of an opportunity again. I wonder how much the Ferraris are going to work together here. Absolutely bogs down Brettas there, and easily around the outside goes Ryan. That was a very interesting strategy, defending the inside again, Bradders. And again, Black Box is just going to go around the outside. This time, he will still have a wheel in there, and it's just not enough this time. Bradders there, nearly losing 2 places.
Yeah. Oh my goodness me. Big C spun. Lewis is overtaking Dino in that whole process while we were watching. Deary me. What an absolutely monstrous race Black Box is having. Still not over yet though between the top 3. Not at all. Not one bit.
Black Box again now slotting in the DRS train there. Looking towards making a position. We've seen it before. Jarno Opmer has done it on PC. Going from 3rd place all the way up to 1st. Here on this longer straight on Spain, and this is definitely not even the longest straight, so I wonder how this will be at a track like Mexico. But the ERS is deployed again by Black Box, and also the DRS, but he's blinking. He is below 10%, so he cannot use his full potential. But Brettas does go for the lead, and Black Box is going to profit as well. 2 Ferraris going to go past an Alfa Tauri. 2 Italian teams scrapping with each other, and the Ferrari, both Ferraris coming back out on top. Brettas 1, Black Box 2, Ryan 3. You almost forget that Black Box 12 laps ago was an absolute dead last.
Yep, and he's up to 2nd. What a superb effort so far. And now he's on the back of his teammate for the race lead. Oh, meanwhile towards the back, Lordy. Oh, Lordy and VIR AT side by side. Oh, I think AT got the done there at turn 5, but the Aston Mars are close to being side by side. Raphael that backs off, fair enough. Doesn't want to risk any sort of risky opportunity.
Yeah, definitely not. Just trying to look on board. Cherry Pie needs to hurry up because he's nearly getting on a lap, and in 12 laps, that's not something you would want. And I'm going to be honest here, I'm going to just say it out loud now. I do not recognize the names of Lordy, Cherry Pie, and Laggy. But from the names I do not know, Rafael and Big C together there. Big C's out shortly from that. Yeah, they hooked on. You don't go side by side through that left, very fast right-hander, the second to last corner. Just very slight rear wheel contact by Rafael towards Big C. And his car just absolutely got sent away. And all of the interesting strategies that we were going to get, throw it out the window. We got a safety car. Everyone's probably going to be pitting.
Yep, probably. And Black Box overtook his teammate before that safety car came out. So, he has an opportunity to go back into the pits, probably get on to another set of tires if he wants to, or whatever the case may be. But if Black Box does decide to pit, Browns is going to be a little bit screwed because of the double stack that might affect him.
Yeah, definitely it will affect them. Now, I won't try to give any IDs here. I will actually shut my mouth on it. I'll say it afterwards. But I think most of the people will be going towards, like, I think all the hard drivers will be going towards a set of mediums right now. And Knoop will probably head over towards the mediums as well. So then we will have seen the hard medium strategy and the soft medium strategy. So, but if we have to currently conclude, the strategy is better. I think the soft medium, because you can gain all those positions up first. And then you just have to stick it in the DRS train.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody
both Ferraris are pitting.
As you said, everybody into the... Well, Pratters wanted to overtake his teammate. No space there, buddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to mention that it is a social race. So in theory, there will be no penalties removed or given. So in theory, he could have gone a lot slower, like we've seen with Lando Norris do IRL. He got 5 seconds for unsportsmanlike behavior. In theory, Ferraris could have done that as well, but it did not happen. And the question is now, how far will Bradders fall back? It is very far. Oh my days, it is P7. He lost 6 positions with the double stack. That's not even as much as I would have expected.
Yeah, we had double stacks at Alpine, we had double stacks at Aston, and we have a retired Izzat.
And Izzat scratched in the pit wall. Yes, the first victim of the bump in the pit lane has been caused. It is Izzat Kush.
Oh, dearie me, what's going on in the front? They were really stopped there as they called up to the safety car.
You can see the impact. He just full up went straight into the pit lane entry. It's definitely something that I will be doing in a future league race of mine. You can clip that and put that over when I will be doing it later on. But I somewhat have a history of crashing in pit lanes. It's a long story. But I somehow managed to bin it into the Mexico pit entry lane. So, but yeah, second safety car of this race, Black Box currently, he has gone back to his old set of hards. So that he is on 3 lap old hards, and behind him he will have a lot of medium runners. Now we saw Black Box make a lot of overtakes on the mediums for him himself, and in the same situation of older hards. I think there were also 3 laps difference in there. So it's the exact same situation. So I wonder now if Black Box is going to fall down the grid a lot more than we would expect, because we saw him climb a lot on those mediums. So the question is, will we see him tumble down on the hards, or will we see him stay victorious?
That's a very good question on that bit. I mean, we saw how quick he was on the medium tires, how quickly he went through that field. I'd probably say he's going to be on the back foot now. I don't think he wanted that safety car to come out, because if it didn't come out, he could have gone to another. He could have done a 2-stop strategy and gone to another set of mediums and go to the end from there, and he still would have. I would have been carried on to win the race. Excuse me for my poor English there, but yeah, I'd probably say now he might be in a bit of trouble here.
Well, he could not go to another set of mediums because he was already on that one. And I do suspect that he went for the softer tire allocation, which only gives you 1 set of mediums, which you also can use in qualifying, which you would normally, you have 1 medium set up for qualifying and a brand new one for the race. That's why you normally go unbalanced. But he has gone for the softer tire allocation, which means he only has 1 medium, which he already burned off then. So the only option he really had was either stay out on those all mediums and know you have to make a pit stop later on, or go to the hard compound of tires, which you already used only for 3 laps, but it is already a set of used hard tires.
Right. But I do know that Black Box will obviously have no trouble going to the end. That's definitely for sure. And I don't think he will be in trouble towards the end. And I could say the same story for Lordy and Knut, who are also on a hard compound tire. I probably will expect them to be okay. But if these mediums do fade out towards the end, the hard runners could play in a bit of a factor, but we'll have to wait and see. Still got a long way to go.
Yeah, definitely. Nearly coming towards the halfway point of the race currently. Second safety car. Of course, in these warm conditions, the last thing you want to do right now is think a lot about it. And that's why the safety car's in this lap very late, because Sherry Tupai caught on really late. It's already green flags. Let's hope that one goes, but I think everyone has enough respect and knowledge of this game to not go and know that there's a bug and that you don't need to go immediately for it. Just waiting and waiting. When will Black Box go? Let's indeed again go on board with Knut, who's actually gone towards the hard and not the medium set of tires, and he goes earlier than last time Black Box. And this is a very good safety car restart. Knut immediately on the overtake, trying to make something happen, but he does not have the wing advantage towards Ryan, and Daniel does have it, but he's also unable to really make an overtake happen. Rijdendal versus Lordy is the first overtake, and it's contact there behind Ates, hitting the backhand of Lordy, and Lordy going fully round, maybe wing damage for Ates as well. I cannot currently see that, but it is Knut and Daniel side by side. Daniel trying to make up the position there, trying to stick it around the outside is Knut, but on those hard tires he can't really do a lot. He went from the soft tires towards the hard, so he wants to profit on later on. So he now has to survive and make sure that he keeps it stuck in there and that his tires don't fully die on him in the beginning. Shane trying to profit earlier on as well. He is fully sticking it up the rear end, absolutely bum drafting nearly already, trying to profit from here. ERS is already on through the corner. He had his overtake on, but it's a very difficult corner to launch that. Knut braking extremely late and still making that corner perfectly. Well done by him. Bradas going up the inside of Niels, also making that move. So two TF members switching places there, and Rijdendal trying to profit from it as well. He is looking at the back of Niels, trying to go for that one within a 10th here, but he does run a little bit of wide here, so doesn't have the greatest exit there. Daniel with the fastest lap and the change of the lead indeed. Ryan going past Black Box. Black Box losing his first position out on that hard compound of tire.
Yep, just pretty much showing the full grip of those mediums compared to the hards. So the final turn, Brian just had a really good run there on that final corner, for sure. And looks like Daniel, can he bring pressure on Black Box? Not quite here through turn 4. But he does get a good run. Can he make it 6 to 5? Oh, he doesn't go for the move. Interesting. I thought he would have tried to send it.
Big slide though from Black Box. I think he's slightly relocked because of it. Maybe getting a little bit panicked there, but no big momentum loss. It is within 7-10 zone. He needs to make sure that he sticks it within DRS, because if Black Box does not have DRS, he will be in a lot of trouble. Daniel going for a move right here. Overtake is on, looking up the inside there. Also not going for it again. Slightly missed the apex by Black Box as well. Now around the outside here, we seen it go wrong last time. He's just looking, he's besides him everywhere. He's so much more grip, losing out the DRS train there. Daniel's like, I want to go past you as quickly as possible. Move out the way, I am quicker. But Black Box is not having it, and he is making him work for it, burning a lot of ERS, and he's finally able to do so on that long straight. He makes that move stick, and Shane, he is actually unable to make a move on Knut on the hards. So Black Box may be in luck right now, because he has a fellow hard runner behind him, and the next hard runner after that is 9 positions back. So these two, Black Box and Knut, will be prey off of all of these medium runners behind them. They will be absolutely hunting to try and get them as quickly as possible, because they know their tires are now worse than mine, but later on that will change, and then the hunters will become hunted.
Absolutely. Daniel, though, he needs to get within that under that 1 second range, and he needs to do it fast before the main straight. He won't get it here down the back straight, but he is gaining a little bit of time on Ryan. He's using up a lot of battery. That's obviously not a surprise, so he can try to catch up. But yeah, if you are not within that DRS range, you're gonna be a bit of. Oh, I was gonna say sitting duck. Speaking of which, Browers became the sitting duck at turn 10. I think there was another one too. Two other cars.
Cherry Pie.
Cherry and
and
Cherry
Lordy.
Pie and Lordy, who has
You
reset
keep
the
on
track.
one corner.
Yeah, and into the pits goes Ryder in the Alpine. He must have suffered some damage.
Yeah, definitely. Let's hope he doesn't retire and keeps continuing. Seen 2 safety cars already, so definitely possibility to get a third safety car going. Cherry 2 Pie getting 5 seconds speeding in pit lane. I reckon he will retire. Riderdale does retire as well. So if they all retire, we will only have 11 drivers left, which is very far from ideal. Lordy actually does continue onwards. Hunt Runner still sticking alive. Cherry 2 Pie going for the softer compound of tire. Maybe looking to try and drive the fastest lap, because I doubt those soft tires will be going 14 laps.
And Black Box losing a bit of ground to Dale. That's not a surprise considering the tire comparison, but he still has DRS. That's the main thing that's keeping Black Box in this battle, is having DRS. But the battery, well, not so much. Canutho has more battery than he does, well, compared to Black Box, I should say. 52% compared to Black Box, which was only 8%.
Yeah, Blackwood is doing all he can, in all his power, to stick with Daniel for the DRS lane. He does have it again this lap, and this time around, Cherry 2 Pie picking up another penalty. But he currently now is 0%, but Daniel in front of him is flashing as well. He was burning a lot to get in the DRS train, or to get even in the DRS off Ryan with 13 laps to go. And if he's missing out on DRS currently, it's going to be a rough race for him. Later on, he needs to absolutely have a miracle to get back in the DRS train, whilst I am having a very annoying audio glitch, which we can't do a lot about it currently. Yeah, it's not sounding all that nice. It's the engine glitch that we had last year in the beginning of the game.
Oh, the revving glitch.
Yes, but it's somewhat worse.
Right, okay. That's good to know. Black Box in a little bit of trouble outside that 1 second window. He still had DRS because oh, no, now I see what you mean. I've got it now too. I just got on board with Black Box, and now I've got that little bit of the revving glitch.
Yeah.
I'm glad that still exists.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think it's the commentators' dream. This. It only happens in high revs, which luckily doesn't get used a lot here. It does. Knoop there going towards third place there, absolutely flying past. So there goes Shane, making it 2 for 1 there, and he makes it happen as well. And it's a virtual safety car because Cherry 2 Pie has gone off fully on his own on 1 lap on softs. So you'd say he has the most amount of grip. I think he went for a qualifying lap, absolutely send it, and he has gone round and ended his race.
Where on earth does that come? He came from miles back just to get Black Box. Jeez whiz. I mean, that just shows maybe a little bit how much straight line speed he has, but how effective the DRS is in this game. Because I know from what I've heard that this game, in terms of the DRS, is a lot more powerful than what it was last game. Which is somewhat good, but also a bit annoying.
Yeah, the DRS and ERS being stronger. I mean, I like it. It has easier overtakes, and it does bring these two-on-one opportunities, which definitely brings along some hype. But if you're in the car, you get overtaken. You don't want to just get overtaken by, especially on a straight like Mexico, you can get overtaken by 4 cars on one straight. It's not something that you want to see happen. And it does also mean that these DRS trains will be left later and later to absolutely settle in. I think you'll see changes on the final lap way more often on this game compared to the last one. DRS has been enabled because the hit is already done. It's a terrible save. It's got reset by Shane, absolutely being asleep there. Black Box, Lewis, Ates, all profiting from it. Going 3 wide here. It's also Black Box on Knoof making that move stick there. It's absolutely all happening there. Black Box gets back along Knoof, but Knoof sticks him back alongside, and he makes that spot stick. Lewis profits from it as well on the inside on the medium tires, and Neil's trying to go around the outside now, gets blocked in a little bit by Black Box, and Lewis and Black Box keeps that position stick. straight, but then Ates wants to go down below. He now gets the outside again for this corner though, and it means that Niels can go up the inside and get a Black Box, a bit of contact between Ates. Black Box losing out a lot of positions there, losing out 4 positions there in one corner. Not ideal for him. Both rows starting 1-2, now in P10 and P11. It is all happening in the midfield battle right here. It seems to finally settle down.
Well, gee whiz, that whole car park there happened thanks to Zane's little poor restart, as he mentioned. Gee whiz. Yeah, it's all kicking off here on this lap, isn't it? My goodness me.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is all happening, but it's the beautiful thing that these drivers can and cars can go a lot more side by side compared to the last game, and everyone's absolutely going to be burning and gunning on their ERS right now, so don't expect a lap time here. It is now to see which driver can save the ERS the best for these 3 laps, so everyone will be pushing like crazy. You want to save as much ERS but not lose a position here, and then you can gain back a lot of spots later on. Niels though, who does have a penalty, will be losing it out a lot. Of course, you can't be removing these penalties. It is a social race there and no stewards for it afterwards. This is just purely to see who has got the best pace. But Ryan, main thing for him is that he kept his lead, because that gap is still 1.7 seconds. And he still does not have Daniel in his DRS train. Daniel did have a poor safety car restart because Knoef is now within a second once again. They were all able to save up this ERS, and Knoef was just absolutely sending it to get in the DRS. He's not got it on this straight, but he is now within 9/10. Let's see if he has enough grip through these 3 sweeping corners. There's a little bit of a rear end stepping out there. 18,000 of a second behind, 1,000 of a second behind. DRS split out of the next corner, 35,000 of a second. Oh my days, 1,000 of a second. I don't think he made it. I think he did not make it on 18,000 of a second, and that will become very costly for Knoef, because Daniel will be able to escape more and more and more now through the cornery sections of this track.
Absolutely. Knoef just got underneath that second up, but doesn't get there in time. But meanwhile, seems like everyone's kind of calmed down just a little bit. But yeah, Black Box though getting absolutely shafted there from the whole safety VSC restart. He was leading at one point after making a recovery from being last. Shows how much difference has gone now after the whole safety car.
Big moments for Dino. OP Dino hitting the grass there. I think he rear locked or he got hit. I did not see it all that well. I was taking a sip of water. But he had 2 wheels on the grass there and got absolutely sucked in by it. Rafael, because of that, being able to make up 1 more position. I will try to stick it in this kind of position a little bit more now because of that audio glitch that we have going on in this lobby. Knoef now, I was going to say he was in trouble because he did not get in the DRS, but he's absolutely driven back in. And we do have to factor in that these hards might now be as good or even better than the mediums. Could we see Knoef get past Daniel on this lap? That is the first thing. And he will absolutely with flying colours go past him. Now the question is, can he close the gap to Ryan? Because those hards do seem quicker than the mediums already. That means that the mediums have a big drop-off period early on in the race. And Knoef, because he started on softs, he had the opportunity to go for the medium tyres, and he chose to go for the harder compound of tyre. Will that have been the correct strategy? That is the question. Also, do keep in mind, both Alfa Romeo starting P5 and P6, now P3 and P4. They are both driving an amazing race.
Yeah, no, they've been doing absolutely spectacular. You're definitely right about that. But, oh god, I'm not getting away from that. I was up poor with the Alfa Romeo, and yeah, that audio glitch is just horrible. Danielle, let's see, still got DRS. He's still within touching distance of the Alpine. The battle is not really over just quite yet, but the Alpine could be in a bit of trouble because he's got 2 red cars right behind that could try to pounce on him and down the main straight. Made their way around the penultimate corner, now towards the final turn. It's 4:10 separated between Danielle and Knoef. And let's see how effective this DRS will be for the Alfa Romeo. No battery to play with for Knoef, no battery to play with either for Danielle, and no battery either for his teammate Lewis, who's going to go alongside his teammate to the outside of turn 1. Oh, they touch wheels, but oh my goodness me, Lewis puts the move on there on his teammate, of all people. There you go, moves himself into 3rd.
Yeah, Outplayed Racing actually, which is OP. the team that Ryan is currently in, is saying Knuf is faster, which we could also see with our own eyes. Knuf, the gap is 7 tenths, and you would say no, he's still a second behind them, but then he has DRS, and even from a 9 tenth gap, you can make it up. But we see Ryan is not flashing his ERS or his light behind it, and Knuf, he is. So that means that Ryan has got more ERS to play with than Knuf. The question is exactly how much. I mean, that's what the drivers will have to figure out.
Yeah, so he could probably still be able to push. All right, Lewis, the DRS, he's 6 tenths back. A battery, yellow's in section 2, that would be Lordy that spun there at turn 5. Quite unfortunate, not having the funnest of times there at Barcelona. And Lewis, though, not close enough, though, to attack the Alpine of Knuth.
I now have the audio glitch as well from, like, the camera, like, the changing camera POV. It's very annoying.
Yeah, I get it mostly on board.
Yeah, I do also get it mostly on board now, but I do also get it in other times. Dino is absolutely looking to make a move past Ates. Dino, we had a really good start of the race, got unlucky later on, and he's not really been able to bounce back. He does have 2-lap all the higher medium tires compared to everyone else, which does not help him all that much. But Knuth, because he's fighting, whilst Lordy retires in the pit lane, whilst he is fighting with the Alfa Romeos, Ryan is just able to keep extending. I think if the Alfa Romeos think we might want like a second, or we might want even better than a second place in theory, they would have to work together with Knuf. Maybe go past here, let Lewis burn absolutely everything he has for one lap to get near Ryan, and then let Knuf overtake again, and both capitalize on the lack of pace that Ryan will then have in that case. Not saying Ryan is slow, definitely not. That because all of these drivers in this lobby are a lot quicker than both of us. I can say that for sure. Niels going past Zane there, side by side. Artes trying to profit from as well. Side by side now into Discord. Artes breaking a lot later. He makes that move stick. Zane trying to make that switchback happen. Does not happen. Dino does make a switchback happen. He knows to break later around the outside. It's way too late, broken by Shane. And he goes to the back end of Artes, and he spins her out from it. And Dino actually picks up multiple warning penalty because he had to avoid that incident. That is unfortunate for him. Unfortunately, he cannot remove it. But this race does not count for any championship points. But it's always nicer to just have a good finishing position without a penalty that you know is unfair.
Yeah, definitely. Zane didn't. No way he was going to do anything there. Just outbroke himself. Just a bit of probably just lack of concentration. I probably would say going to the entry to the corner.
Yeah, I mean, both absolutely pushing it to the limit, trying to break as late as possible to defend your position. And then you do somehow sometimes make a mistake. Lewis has gained 3 tenths towards Ryan. 4 more laps to go. If he keeps gaining by 3 tenths, it's definitely something possible in the end, but he just needs to keep pushing. And if we look at Ryan's on board, I would say that he still has like 25% of ERS compared to the flashing cars that he has behind him. Of all 3 of them, I'm not going on board again with someone. It's just getting worse and worse, this glitch.
Yeah, I can't either. I don't blame you. Yeah, this is horrible. Yeah, hopefully they'll get this fixed. But yeah, that was a problem from last game as well.
Yeah, luckily it got fixed earlier on. But yeah. I need to keep my ears, you know. Season 34 of PSGL is going to be just as entertaining as fun as that this pre-season race currently is. At least we hope. But I have no worse expectations than this. Knuf is not flashing anymore, so that means he saved up a little bit more ERS than Lewis, because Lewis was still flashing before the braking zone. I think Knuf will be going past him on this straight here. Let's just go on board to Knuf. Bear your ears. No, I will actually go there, but I wanted to see if Knuf is burning ERS or not. I'm just going to tap it to see if the light's going green, but he's not. So he's not going for the move on this lap, I would say. He's going for it very late. He is going for it very late. sends it now there. I personally would have done it a lot better point on the track, maybe on the straight, because now they're going side by side in turn 3. He's not going to keep the position. A small mistake there from Lewis, which does give Knoop the position, but it just pretty much eliminates her from the battle for the lead. Still keeps his car in there, Lewis, enough space given by Knoop. Utmost respect. Danielle going below. Can he get both of them by the cutback there? Relogging from Knoop keeps it survivable there. Then cutback again from Lewis. He is now looking to go up the inside. Both Alfa Romeos trying desperately all they can to get past the Alpine, but they just cannot do it. And Knoop retains his P2 position.
Yeah. And that's also going to put a huge smile on Ryan's face after seeing these little pals going out.
Definitely, Ryan just knows more and more and more that he knows he can win this race and that it's all done. Ryan just needs to not spin and he has won, which is for us maybe a difficult thing to do, but for him it definitely won't be.
Here comes Lewis.
Dino maybe trying to go for a move here, but we still got the top 3 going. Lewis, he has got more ERS than Knoop, and he's going to go for it again right here. Dino got past Attis as well in the background, and it's just a clean and a lot better of a move by Lewis this time compared to Knoop. Knoop maybe is now trying to play a relatively longer game, trying to wait for the final lap, but he's still following the slipstream here. Lewis is trying to desperately break it. Also do have some hiccups, unfortunately. I always get it when I'm doing comms, but we just have to go through it.
Yeah, it happens from time to time. But, yeah, probably the best thing for Knoop to do is just, like you said, just play the long game and just save up battery as best you can. Wait till the final lap, bounce on the main straight, and then I think then from there on then you should be able to get second.
Yeah, but what we were looking for most of the time is the gap ahead to Ryan. But the gap towards them behind is maybe even more important because Dino is now fully caught up towards the back of Danielle. And he will be looking to go make some moves as well. Although he's a 2-lap older mediums, he still wants to just make some overtakes. That penalty, not important currently. He just wants to make some overtakes and make it happen. Let's go on board with Knoop right here, seeing if he's going to go past again. He's not even using any ERS. He's just going to be flying past. He's going side by side on the ideal racing line. Should be making it, but it's very late on the brakes. Lewis defends it off there, and he needs to make sure that Danielle doesn't get him. And then it will be a final lap showdown. Also, has also been some contact between Niels and Artes. I did not even realize that. And Artes has gone very slowly.
He's lost 2 places as well. Does he have damage to the car?
Yeah, but he's slaying in front.
Oh, he's got a puncture? Is he got a puncture? No, he doesn't have a puncture. His tires are inflated. I think I found right puncture at one point. No, his tires are inflated.
It's just going slow, letting everyone go, I guess. After the incident, just lost motivation, I guess. But this is a point currently. Ryan will be winning this race. 1 more lap to go. I can try and jinx him as much as possible, but he will not crash, and he will win. The main battle between this now, 7-10s between Lewis and Knoop. Let's see who has saved up more ERS. The ERS will be going on from Knoop there. 7-10s back. Flashing lights ahead from Lewis. We've seen it happen before, but it's not enough currently. He will absolutely close the gap, Knoop, but he should have gone for it the previous lap and not wait for the last one. Knoop will be having to do everything he can now to make up the position. Go for it. Brad is going past all Black Fox. They make contact, so they don't make contact. At least Brad has to go for the escape route. And he is still stuck behind his teammate. The 2 Tennis Factory brothers fighting it out there. Both of the Ferrari starting 1-2, ending up in P8 and P9. Nearly going off there was Rafael. He was saying he was going to be slower, but in P7 he's driven an absolutely immaculate race there. Very good results from him to get on new equipment. P7 result and to be competitive for most of the race. 3/10 is the gap now, but he's absolutely flashing like crazy, Knoop. He's not going to be able to make a move. No one's going to be able to make a move right here. Maybe just before the line. It is Daniel who goes a bit wide there. Dino trying to make a shorter line. A bit of contact there. Still side by side. They're absolutely not going to hold back now. They both want that position to be there. Perez at the end, but Daniel at the shorter line, absolutely being able to defend it. Ryan, meanwhile, he wins the first social race of the PSGL PS season. He gets first place here in Spain. Then Lewis in P2. It's a drag race towards the line, and it were 86 thousandths of a second, but Daniel was still ahead of Dino. Dino, of course, having a penalty, but Lewis getting second. Knoef into Daniel in fourth. Dino in sixth. Niels in seventh. Rafael in seventh, and then we have both Ferraris of Black Box and Bradders in P8 and P9, and then I can't remember the last two drivers. Even though we had eight Black Boxes, even though we had 8 retirements, this was a very interesting race, and if this has something to prove for the remainder of the season, it will be very interesting.
Absolutely, no, everyone just showing hard racing, very quality race as well in a lot of aspects. Aspects as well. But yeah, no, congratulations on Ryan though. Superb race. Tried to do the best he can. He kept mostly out of trouble, and that's how you mainly win the race. It's not about your pace. It's about how you don't capitalize on not making any mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, he drove an absolutely brilliant race. No mistakes, faultless. OP Ryan, a German, wins this race. Lewis, the Parnell driver, I do believe, getting second. And then TF10 Knoef getting third. And Alain Daniele getting fourth. So we got 4 different community esports teams in the first 4 places. It is very promising, and it's not. We don't even have Talent Factory there because their best finishing driver got 6th. So it shows that a lot of stuff and a lot of different teams, a lot of different strategy can be shown here. This race. For everyone watching, if you enjoyed this race, I do highly checking out race 2 because it is currently ongoing. It started 18 minutes ago, so they've probably just ended qualifying. Lobby 2 is currently going on. So I would like to thank all of you guys for watching, and I will be sending you guys towards Lobby 2. I hope you guys all have a lovely rest of the holidays. Most of you probably finished your exams currently, so enjoy your holidays and keep grinding away on F1. My name is Simon. I've been here with Katie, and I would like to say goodbye.